everybody, it's Friday. You know what that means. It's video game day, the holiest of fucking days. That's right. I'm in charge, motherfuckers. Amy's not here. We booted her and got rid of her. For episode 464, I got rid of her. I said, no more you, go away. But I brought back Daddy. Vitz, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all different kinds of well. How are you, my friend?
I'm not bad at all. You took a long time to get that milk. I won't lie.
Hey, man, you got to go to different stores. You got to find one with almond milk because I'm not drinking that cow's milk no more. It's a whole thing.
Well, I prefer soya, so you need to go back out
next week. So yeah,
so you're gonna get soya milk for me next week. Yeah, all right. That's fair. That's fair. Overall, how have you been? You haven't been on for a while.
Yeah, it's been good. I've had a lot of life admin, a lot of real life happening, but all good stuff. So yeah, it's been fun. But I have missed this, and I have missed hanging out with you guys and talking all about all them video games. But yeah, how are you, my friend?
I'm not bad. Tired. Released the game, as everyone knows,
Yes,
along
you
with the
did.
company I work
Congrats.
for and
Yeah.
everything, which has been really canny. The feedback and everything going off has been really canny, going off, seeing what the surgeons are telling us and everything like that. Everyone's like really enjoying it and everything, which is really, really good. And yeah, it's just, I've seen a lot of Neil Newman and Ben Starr to last a lifetime. I get it. Guys, you're great actors, all right?
And great people. And great people.
And great people, yes. I found out something really funny this week. It was really funny. So, like, obviously, we've seen their faces. Me and my other colleague who have been working on been QAing the cast in this game, have been like seeing their faces for the last three and a half months and everything like that. And then finally we realized that she realized it's like, oh my god, Neil Newman was on Dream Team, the old football show that was on Sky One. And I was like, no. And I had to check this out. So I literally typed into YouTube, Neil Newman in Dream Team. And he was in Dream Team. And holy shit, he's a young there. It looks weird how young he is there and everything. But yeah.
That individual has led a life, put it that way.
He played Luke Davenport, this apparently fantastic, awesome striker that I think it cost the Dream Team, whatever it was called. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. I think 30 million and everything, but fucking hell. Yeah, it's insane.
Then he got a better agent. That's what happened.
Basically, yeah. Well, like, there's been surgeons have been releasing videos, like they just released, like, I think last week, a video of like Neil Newman and Ben Starr having like an hour chat and everything while drinking and everything like that.
Mystery shots.
Well, I watched it and I was thinking, these two are too fucking charming.
Yeah.
If they were serial killers, like, you wouldn't be able to tell because they are too charming and they could get away with it. Forget their good looks, because they're both good looking in their own aspects and everything. But they're just too fucking charming and it's disgusting.
This is it. Don't even let in a courtroom. They don't need legal representation. They can just charm their way out of anything, right?
Yeah, totally. It's disgusting and it's not fair and everything. But yeah. So that was a real fun revelation this week when me and my colleague were talking about that and everything. But yeah, it's just, it's like, I had a lot of pride when it came to like Bramble releasing and everything, because I was basically the main focused QA on it. There was other people who worked in the game when it came to QA testing it, but I was the one who did it pretty much every day for leading up to launch and everything, since when I started working at Merge and everything. And so I had a lot of pride for helping release that game and everything. But I always felt like there's issues in that, and I even argued to saying that you should at least delay the Switch one, because I just think it's not ready. Even though you can play it from beginning to end, I just think the massive amount of pop in for the Switch, what I just thought was disgusting, and I feel like it sucks you out of the game for it. That's why I'll always say, if you're going to play that game, PS5 or Steam is the best version to play it on, especially PS5.
Yeah,
PS5 plays immaculate on that console and whatnot. But
yeah, dear listeners, Moody will attest that as life as a QA tester, pop-in is one of the most triggering things to a person.
For me, it is, and it's disgusting.
Exactly.
And Amy has realized that when she saw me when we played Life is Strange double. That terrible game last year that triggered me last year. because of how much popping was in it. It's just for a story-based game, it's just like it sucks me out of it. I get it if it's like, because I've been like surprisingly weirdly, I've been watching a content creator this week, and it's come out of nowhere. I don't know why I started watching it, but I watched one video just started on YouTube. Like I by accident had this playback thing on YouTube. Just start the next video, and this guy's video came on, and he's playing DayZ. He's a DayZ video player guy, content creator. But he does them very entertaining, and I was thinking, this is surprisingly very fun, and I've watched a lot of it. The amount of popping in that fucking game is insane, but I get it for that type of game. It's not a story-based game, right? You're trying to survive in a 5-day world and everything before the server gets shut down and everything and whatnot. But like for a story-based game and everything, I think it's you need to be able to sort that out and everything. But I'm not the head of the company or anything like that, so I can't get over it. But when it came to Dead Take and everything, I feel immensely proud of just being able to release help release that game in such a really good state and everything, which is
No, absolutely.
we're really happy about that. So
Abu Bakr Salim has been doing all the rounds on all the podcast outlets out there, and
he has,
like they're super proud of what they put together, and obviously you're a big part of that. And the gods have provided you with many a xenomorph product as reward for your hard efforts.
Well, I got the Avatar trailer before my birthday. I got
Which you watched conservatively around about 1 million times.
Those are rookie numbers, these bits. Those are rookie numbers. Rookie numbers. They go a little bit higher. But no, and then obviously like Alien Earth's dropped and everything. So no, I've had a fun, like, good time. All things are coming my way right now, which is really canny.
This is it.
I'm waiting for the drop. I'm waiting for to be pushed off the edge of the cliff and just land face first on my face and everything. But like how life normally does. But well, if you don't know who we are, ladies and gentlemen, we are the Words About Games podcast, bringing you weekly podcasts with plenty of words about games for that. I am one of the hosts, David Mark Moody. You know me, and this is Vitz. But tell Amy again, we kicked her out for the day and everything. She'll be back, resuming her awesome control, maybe next week and everything like that.
I'm sure it won't be vengeful at all.
Won't be vengeful at all and everything like that. Won't be killing me and attempting to murder whatsoever. But yes, first of all, we start this lovely little show bringing just cool things that we've seen throughout the week that we just want to go, hey, this is cool, go out and check it out. And Vitz, what have you brought for us? So I'm guessing you got a giant list. You've been off for 2 weeks, so along with the milk, you've got other stuff, right?
Yes, this is it. I've got a couple of things. So, Moody, I would like to announce that we now have at least 2 people here who are K-pop Demon Hunter stans, because I finally got around to watching that movie, and it is a masterpiece. I've been bopping that soundtrack all week long, and I will do for the rest of my days. It is incredible. And dear friends, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, it's available on your local Netflix. And the animation is stunning. It's a Sony Animated Pictures joint, and it's done by the same teams or similar teams who brought you Into the Spider-Verse and Mitchell vs. Machines. And it has a beautiful animated style where, by the looks of things, like some frames are removed. So it's a little bit staccato in that, but it gives it so much personality, and it's amazing. And I'm in love with that project. I'm in love with the band Huntrix don't miss. And that soundtrack is all different kinds of fire. So there's that. I finally got around to catching season 3 of Squid Games, which was it's okay. I mean, clearly, like, season 1 was where the real magic of that show was, if there was magic to be found. But then obviously that's tainted by how Netflix treated that studio, and essentially didn't give them a fair wage. So then they cranked out 2 seasons pretty much back to back. And this is it. But, that story seems to be wrapped up, and it alludes to spin-off shows, which are probably going to be terrible. But you know what? We're done with this now. We fulfilled our quota with that. And I think the last time I was on here, I was talking about Superman. And since then, we've seen Fantastic Four First Steps. which I really, really enjoyed. I know there's a lot of discourse on the internet because somehow we have to compare these two movies and say which one is best. And no, they're both really, really enjoyable for me for different reasons. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Haven't had a chance to go see F1 in theaters. I probably won't get to that if we're honest. From what I'm hearing, it's like over 2.5 hours long. That's a long ass time. I'm gonna be telling you. So maybe that's not one to see at theaters, but I'm sure it'll be dropping to digital anytime soon. And yeah, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So season 3 is currently airing over on Paramount Plus, and it's been a mixed bag. Mostly good things, but it depends if you have a tendency to enjoy the sillier episodes. So when it just goes off the rails and it's like, right, we're doing a bottle episode. So this one's set in a holodeck that we're going way in the past, or everyone's singing a musical this week, or whatever it is. So they started the season by having a cadence of having like a silly episode and a serious one, then a serious episode and a serious one. And it's all fun. They're all like great watches, but yeah, I think your mileage may vary. But this week's episode was very, very enjoyable. I've been chatting to Amy during the week and this morning and the day recording, and yeah, she's loving these episodes too. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
So you're clearly having a different conversation with Amy about Star Trek, because the one we had last week on the podcast, which is out there for everyone to see, she wasn't too great on the season so far until last week's episode, where she said, finally, we have a great episode. So I'm like, what's going on here, Amy? Are you lying to me, Amy?
No, I don't think Amy's lying. I think we have different thresholds of fun. That's all.
That is true. She can be the most unfun person out there. She's not here to stop me, so what the hell? Even though she was a lot of fun at Forbidden World a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
We killed a lot of xenomorphs together and everything and whatnot. But no, yeah, it's like me and Amy like discussed it on the podcast last week, was thinking I just have no interest right now of this season. I'm completely kind of out of it right now when it comes to Star Trek, or at least Strange New Worlds, because of just how long it took to get the third season, which I completely understand. Strikes and everything like that and whatnot. The first image, what they showed of season 4 with doing a Muppet episode, I was just like, no, just no. That's the thing about, like, I go back to like both me and Amy can even, I think, agree on this. Like we saw, like Angel did a puppet episode. It's actually one of its best episodes, the puppet episode in Angel. It's phenomenal. It's so fun. But I just, because of like, I've always been like, I've never been fully on board with Strange New Worlds compared to Amy and everything like that. Like some of the silliest episodes, I've just been like, no, that's just nah. Like I've loved a lot of the Spock stuff. Like Spock, like Spock's my favorite character, along with the security officer lady. I can't remember her name.
Oh, Lahan, yeah.
Yeah, her. I think she was amazing.
Noonan Singh,
and whatnot. Just because of what her story and her background and everything, like with Khan and everything, I think that could be really interesting. And I really enjoyed like Pike and everything, but there's just the rest of the crew aren't getting the love that I stated like last week. That pilot episode where she literally comes out, I am the pilot. Yeah, and that's all you are. That's it. You got no more character. You were in a war. Fuck the war and everything like that. We'll do an episode for the Doctor about the war, which I thought was a terrible episode, and everything at the same time. And I'm just like, wait, did you just murder somebody and you're gonna get away with it? What the hell? I don't like that and everything. But yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, and I didn't like the season finale of season 2. I was just like, no, because I've kind of, because of how TV is these days, I'm kind of been, I'm in the role of just like, the season finishes, it's done, it wraps. Yeah, the whole story is now finished. You don't have to wait. You don't have to think about what's going to happen next season, about for the first episode or anything like that. No, you're just like, oh, the new season's coming. That's great. No, they're doing the whole same old Star Trek thing of the 90s, which was all right. I was a kid then. I didn't care then. But now I'm just like, no, I'm an adult. Fucking give me what I want.
No, I fully agree with you in that sense, in terms of, because of the gaps between seasons, and for sure, like there's external factors at this, you can't just lose any momentum and any tension that builds up. and not everyone is gonna go back and watch the finale of season 2 before they watch the first episode of season 3 and all the rest of it. And yeah, I'm on board with what you're saying about Strange New Worlds just not resonating for you. Like Star Trek Discovery is my show, and that's the one that I would love till the end of time, kind of thing. And yeah, there's arguments to say it went on for too long and it got a bit random towards the end, but I still really enjoyed it, and I love that crew. And I think the next Star Trek series, which is I think has a shot of resonating with everyone, is Star Trek Academy.
Or Starfleet Academy, yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, sorry, yeah. So it's going to bring some crew over from Discovery, and some of those actors are going to come through. And as is my understanding, and I could be wrong in that, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that as well. So yeah, there's very much stuff to enjoy. But the main thing, the main takeaway, Vitz is a K-pop Demon Hunter stan. That's the main takeaway of
all I heard was that Moody was right, guys. Moody was right.
Absolutely.
When I said K-pop Demon Hunters was fucking awesome, you should be listening to me.
Don't worry about what's in the rest of this episode. The title of this episode should just be Moody was right. Episode 464.
Agreed.
Moody was right.
Agreed, Amy. You heard it right here. The episode is called Moody Was Right.
Yes.
Nothing else needs to be said. That's all you need to hear.
My shoulders have been popping to soda pop all week, and I can't stop.
Yeah. I thought like when you messaged me about it, I said they got the designs for those lads pretty spot on over there. And I was thinking, yeah, they knew what they were going for.
And then those absolute hottest, they knew exactly.
And when they first appear, it's just it's cinema. It's so funny. It's like it's literally
geek cinema.
Yeah, it is geek cinema. It literally, when I saw it the first time, I was literally like, that is they've just portrayed perfectly every young teenage girl in the 90s listening to like Take That, the Backstreet Boys and everything, like, or even One Direction and everything. There was the last biggest boy band and everything. I'm just like, they've just portrayed that perfectly. I now understand where they come from to a certain point of why they fell in love with that.
Why they took over the world.
Yeah, why the boy bands took over the world and everything. Yeah, it's yeah. So I thought it was I think it's incredible, the film and everything.
No, that's it. And there's a ton of resource on YouTube as well, which we've been diving into to go into not so much the making of, but like all of the references that they're putting in there, which tie back to Korean heritage and Korean culture. And it's all beautiful just in terms of the costume design and the setting. And we have this like creature of the tiger and the crow, and how that ties back to kind of Korean mythology. And yeah, it's all just wonderful.
Yeah. I think they respected Korean culture really well and everything. So
the cosplay for this movie is going to be wild.
Oh, it's going to be wild. It's going to be absolutely wild and everything. And if one of their songs get nominated for the Oscars, I might stay up and watch the Oscars this time. I stopped watching that years ago and everything, and I'm just like, you know what, I might stay up just to watch that.
That might bring us back. Yeah.
No, like not even RRR got me to stay up and watch that, but I was in a different place then compared to I am now. So, and I loved the RRR and the music on that show and that film and everything. So we'll see what happens. If you had
stayed up, then you would have been annoyed as I was, just with, because they did a live performance of the Nacho song, and I can't remember if you. I'm not sure if you remember the kind of the weirdness around that is they didn't think to get kind of authentic actors or dancers in the background. So they didn't necessarily know the routine, and it was just a bad performance all around kind of thing. And yeah, it was just doing the movie dirty. So hopefully we won't get any of that this time around. Hopefully they bring Twice back. So Twice featured on the soundtrack to K-pop Demon Hunters, and they covered one of the songs which featured in the movie. And hopefully they're there to perform in the Oscars live, because they should be.
Well, hopefully we'll see what happens at the end of the day. We'll see what the musicians vote for when it comes to the Oscars on that side and everything. So, because it's only the music people who vote for that. So, for and everything. But we'll see. What's my thing? I had two things. One, Alien Earth. First 2 episodes are out. Everybody, as an Alien guy, I loved the first 2 episodes. I've really like it. It felt complete. It felt completely like Alien. It was insane how great it was. The Alien is fucking menacing and awesome all at the same time. It's amazing. There's a scene bit you would very much appreciate in the awesomest of ways. I know you won't watch the show. I get it because it's a horror thing. I get that.
No.
But there is a scene in it that you will laugh your ass off and you'll be like, yes, get them. That's all you'll be. That's all you'll be like.
So horror films and horror TV shows, I'm fine watching. It's horror games where I draw the line.
Oh, that's fair then, yeah. So
I've got the 2 episodes downloaded. I've yet to watch them. Yeah, just time is the enemy.
Yeah. That's fair. That's completely fair. Yeah, no, but it was a. It feel like obviously I don't know much about the writer and director of the show, Noel. I can't remember his last name. My apologies for the guy out there and everything. But the guy who did Fargo and whatnot. I've heard about like his writing style and everything like that, and this screams just like everything what he's done before, everything of how he's shooting this and how he's doing the storytelling. I'm intrigued to see how it's going to because this is technically. If you're into the canon type of thing and everything, I don't really give a fuck about canon. I just want a good show, a good TV or film. You know what I mean? That's really all I care about overall. So this is technically 2 years before Alien. So technically, Sigourney Weaver's character, Rhea Ripley, is on Earth right now. Technically, because the travel and everything like that, it's just 8 months, so they haven't really set off yet. So all of them are like all alive and everything. I'm just like, I'll say, please don't do a younger version of them. Please don't do that. I don't need that. Do not do that. It'll kill the show and everything. But no, every character is really, really intriguing. I'm very intrigued to see what's going on. You can literally see basically the trillionaire guy, the capitalist guy. How he's
whaling new tiny things?
Mm-hmm. No, it's a different company.
No, but is he doing whaling new tiny things in terms of?
Probably, yeah. He's gonna get there, yeah, no doubt about it. No, but what he's doing right now, he's doing Mark Zuckerberg things. He's a young Mark Zuckerberg. He's the literally stated in the show. He's the fastest. He's the youngest man to become a trillionaire in the show and in the universe and everything. So I'm just like, and he's apparently one of the smartest people on the planet and everything. But
I've got a name for you. Noah Hawley is the showrunner.
Thank you, sir.
And the music's done by Jeff Russo, who composed a lot of the themes of Star Trek these days. So I'm hoping that the music absolutely pops off on this one too.
Very Alien. I can tell you that right now. He's mixed. He's going. It's doing a lot of quote unquote like nods of just like things that have happened, like of how they've done it on previous films, which I think is really canny. A lot of people I've seen like some of the negatives of like say it's a little too. I hate the phrase just because I don't see it as a really big of a problem. So I never understand their point of view for it, but the member buries it over member burying it and everything, too much nostalgia and everything. I don't get that for me personally. I've never understood that argument, and I don't think I'll ever will for it. Yeah. I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. I was always going to probably like this show and everything. So, but the first 2 episodes really intriguing. I'm intrigued. Like they've even done like they've used the old technology from like Aliens of like how they do like backgrounds and everything. So I was thinking that's very intriguing. Instead of being all CGI and everything, a giant CGI fest.
So it's like matte paintings and stuff.
Yeah, like basically, yeah. And I thought that's actually intriguing because you don't see that any day. So when I first saw it, I was thinking, oh, that don't look so good. But then I found out from another video, heavy spoilers. He says it's because they're using this technology, and that's why it's probably because the last time you probably saw it, well, for me it was Aliens and everything. So I'm just like, and it looks great still on Aliens, but how that film was filmed and everything, it's gonna and everything. But
it's to do with the cameras and the way they're shot and the film grain and stuff like that, and that helps kind of sell that the magic of matte paintings and stuff like that. Like
definitely,
like when you look at the because I think Final Fantasy VII Remake tried to do a similar thing. So as you're climbing the tower and you go into the above the plate, obviously in the original game it's all kind of matte paintings and whatnot in the background. Static, and then you got the sprites running around. But they tried to do a similar thing in one of the shots, to my eyes at least. But because you're looking at this like stunning 4K image, it just looks a bit off.
Yeah.
So
I think that's probably what it is. 4K is killing the industry. I knew it. The argument I had years ago and on Out of Lives is coming back to bite them in the ass, you motherfuckers. Because I was against 4K and everything, even though I have Aliens in 4K and everything and whatnot. But I'm just like, it's making it too crisp now, guys. It's making it too crisp. You don't want the crispness.
A little bit grainy.
Yeah, you need a little bit of that graininess and everything. But no.
Question: when you play Mass Effect, do you turn the film grain on or off?
Is there a film grade on that thing?
Yeah. 'cause
Well,
I
on the
always turned it
Legendary
off.
Edition.
Oh, it might be in the original as well, but yeah, on the Legendary Edition, you have that option.
That's fair. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'll say if it's already turned on, I never turn
It's
it
on by
off.
default. Yeah.
Then I don't think I turn it off.
Fair
Because
enough.
I just go dive into the game and go, yes, let's kill things.
Yeah.
Let's kill things, bang things, marry things, do all those things, save the universe in an awesome way. You know,
Yes,
that's how you do it.
that's
How you do
victory.
it on my thing and everything. But no, yeah. So, well, that's it, everyone. I can't think of the last thing. No, I do. I just need to remember its name.
That's all right.
And whatnot.
Yeah,
it is a
as
movie
Moody
trailer.
does that, friendly reminder, we are the Words About Games podcast, and one of the things we're doing this year is we are doing a spot of fundraising again. And this year we're raising money for Safe in Our World. And due to your amazing support so far, I'm gonna have to play Alien Isolation. And you could tell by my voice, dear friends, that I'm very, very excited about this, and I'm not gonna have a heart attack live on stream. But if you do want to see a person have a heart attack live on Twitch, join us on twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames, and keep an eye on our socials. I'm at Vitz Patel. And yeah, we'll be posting promo images of when the stream will be happening. And yeah, there's only a certain place that I need to get to in the game where we first have like a meaningful interaction with the xenomorph. But even so, I think I would have died 62 times in real life and in the game by that point. So we'll see how we get on.
Yeah,
Moody, have you found the name of the game?
Yes,
Or
the
name of the thing?
not a game, a film. The film is called Rental Family, and this is
Ooh.
Brandon Fraser's new film that's coming out
wow, okay.
this year. The first trailer dropped. He is in Japan, and so automatically I'm sold already, and everything. And he's basically he's a working actor, and he does like all these commercials and everything, and he's doing all these other things. And it sounds like on the beginning he's down on his dumb boy, losing work and everything. So they like spread out the wings, like do other things. I'm not going to go any further into it. Just for me to say it's Brendan Fraser. There, go and see the trailer of just how awesome Brendan Fraser is. The best way I can properly describe this film from the trailer alone, it is an anime slice of life film, where it's just a normal dude going out and doing normal things, while also being an actor and trying to help out a family and everything. And that's the best way I think I can best describe it. Well, along with the Brendan Fraser charm, which is he's got nothing but abundances in it. It's the trailer got me emotional, just because of this like how just the words and how they were saying things was just making me feel warm inside and everything. And I was just like, this trailer was awesome. So go and check it out. It's Rental Family, Brendan Fraser. Go and check it out. I think the trailer alone just made me weep and cry, and I'm a big baby, so I don't care.
Amazing. Speaking of trailers, one last thing for me. The wonderful Lily Singh, who many a fan of this very podcast know I'm a fan of, they released their trailer for their movie, which is coming out in early September, called Doing It. So Lily Singh plays a character who is a sex ed teacher, who's a virgin, and shenanigans ensue from there. So go check out the trailer on her YouTube channel, and yeah, Doing It will hit theaters September 16th, I want to say, but it might be slightly different from that because it might be Miss Brink. But yeah,
the premise alone of that just sold me on that. I won't lie.
Yes.
A sex ed teacher, but they are a virgin.
Yes.
How much stuff and porn have they read and watched?
We'll find out.
No, yeah, that sounds like really a lot of fun. I'll check that out after the podcast. Well, let's move on, everyone. That's our cool things we liked that we thought we'd bring up for everybody and everything. Go and check out all those cool things and everything that we've shouted out and everything. Next up is Vitz. It's your topic, sir.
Yeah.
You're the first one here. You're the first one to doing it. Let's do it. What's your topic, sir?
Absolutely. So, yeah, like first proper topic in a good long while. So, what's good, my little soda pops? Let's get back into it. So, due to various life events, all of them have been positive. I am now in a position where I get to introduce somebody who is new to video games to the world of video games and try to explain and showcase some of the greatest and most powerful things that video games do, and to kind of demonstrate why I have such a passion for video games, and I'm sure you do too, fellow listeners, because you wouldn't be here otherwise, kind of thing. And it's kind of okay. So, what are the kind of tentpole things, or even like some of the indie darlings, and just those gemstones from your very own video game lineage that you would showcase first? And first probably isn't the most important thing, but say, over the span of time, you're gonna introduce bits and pieces. You say, oh, you got to check out this scene from here, or you're gonna check out how amazing the gameplay is, but even explain what the concept of gameplay is to a person who has kind of no knowledge of video games. So I just thought it'd be an interesting thought exercise into what are kind of some of the most seminal things that you could show someone who hasn't kind of dipped a toe into video games before. We always get this thing of when you have like partners with you who haven't played video games, it's, oh, what is a great co-op game to play with them and stuff like that. But for someone who has little to no knowledge, and this can be, any analogy that you pull from your own life, dear listener, it's like, what are the first things that you would show them? So I've got a list here, but as we're going through it, I'd love to know what you would think, Moody, is in the seminal classics to you. So whether it's, coming from a Life is Strange perspective, or even a Yakuza, to say, look, I'm going to beat this dude up with a bicycle. Watch me do this. Yeah, so the first one that struck to mind, it's a game that Moody and I both love, and Amy. And it's one that was one of our games of the year here on the Word About Game podcast. It is a one on November. I just think from a cultural perspective of what that game achieved in such a small amount of time, and how the actual like gameplay mechanics themselves, they're really simple and really easy to get on board. But the story it tells and how powerful it is in such a small space of time, I think is a great place to start, just to say, okay, perceptions of video games can be kind of slightly skewed into, okay, it's all about murder and death, and they're shooting guns, and it's all Call of Duty and toxicity and people using terrible words on voice chat in multiplayer lobbies and stuff like that. So I think as a like super palate cleanser to say, you know what, video games are art, and they can be beautiful, and they can tell compelling stories. Vember is a place that I would start with first.
Vember, yeah, it's an incredible story to start with, no doubt about that. Like, I right on board with you on like just starting with like a story-based game to show like for me, like one of the best, like stated many times, one of my favorite things about Vember was like learning about the culture and everything that was from the family, and everything about the spices, the ingredients, and everything like that, how that the mother used to like help inspire, like to help to show her child the heritage and everything, but also to help to grow up with and everything. And you saw with the ending and everything, I thought they did a really, really good job with that and everything. Like that was my favorite game of 2023. Yeah, 2023.
Yes.
Yeah, 2023. So many years and everything. So yeah, perfect. I think that definitely perfect game, and it's short as well, which I think even helps even more for a person who's not doesn't really get, doesn't know video games or anything like that in a very big way. Yeah, I think that's like a really good start. That one, Vember, would be great.
Yeah, definitely. And as I was coming up with my list, it was important for me to appreciate that you need to do a vibe check. You need to read the temperature of the room first to see, okay, what kind of vibe are they in? Because of course, my mind immediately goes to like The Last of Us and things like that. But obviously, that's a very hard game to get on board with. It's a very tough subject matter, and it deals with a lot of stuff which could be immediately triggering to people. And you got to make sure that one, your audience is kind of ready for that, but also in the mood to enjoy that, because not everybody's in the mood for that kind of story. Sometimes you need something like lighthearted. You need you do need just you need a happy Nintendo game to bring you some joy at once in a while. It can't just be the dark gritty stuff, which many Sony prestige titles happen to be. The next one that came to my mind is thinking about how can we showcase like art style and art design, and how super saturated things can be. And my next port of call was Ghost of Tsushima. only for the stunning scenery of feudal Japan and just how oversaturated like all the trees are and the leaves blowing through the wind and just how peaceful it is to go riding around in the fields. And it's a similar vein of why I was thinking to introduce like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and just to be in those worlds and to have vastly different art styles but having a similar thing of just being at one with nature and just enjoying it and being in those spaces.
Yeah, no doubt. Ghost of Tsushima, I think, is I'm having problems with it right now. So
Yeah.
for the game, it's but I haven't played it for a while. Like I went away and I haven't played really anything except like Pokemon on my DS, basically just as a distraction really on that. I haven't really got back into playing anything properly right now. So but no, Ghost of Tsushima, if you're just going for like the visuals and culture, the culture that
Just the
it's got
vibes,
representing and everything, the vibes, yeah, I think you've nailed that pretty perfectly for like Ghost of Tsushima. Like you could even throw like Spider-Man into that from Insomniac.
Spider-Man is on my list.
Yeah, just for like to being a superhero, like just to be, because I think that game alone just makes you be Spider-Man in such the best way ever. Portrays it incredibly well. Well done to Insomniac for that. So like yeah, and like Ghost of Tsushima for feudal Japan and the culture and everything, and like I think they do an incredible job on that, no doubt.
No, absolutely. Speaking of Spider-Man, everybody's favorite webhead is on this list. I stuck with Spider-Man 2 just to give everybody a little bit of say if they've enjoyed Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse and they're more Miles fans than say the new iteration with Tom Holland, well, the newish iteration with Tom Holland and their Spider-Man kind of thing, just to bring them both to the party. So we can showcase that. And there is arguments to say, well, Batman Arkham Asylum should be on this list for one to feel like Batman and be the knight and be vengeance. But again, you need a vibe check before you go into that, because it is pretty dark. You were going into the asylum, and the opening of that game is dealing with some stuff as well. So I'm sure we will get to that. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is just for the opening of taking on the Sandman and how the interplay between Miles and Peter are, and saying, "Oh, we are going to the bathroom," and Peter teaching that class at the time, and then both Spider-Men have to go out and do what they do, kind of thing. That was my next port of call. So yeah, Insomniac Spider-Man 2 was that. Then I think all of these are very much personal takes, and Mass Effect was the one that came up next for me, in the sense that of that opening, and obviously it's a homage to Top Gun. With the text crawl that goes on, and humans discovered the proton relay, and then they call it the relay, but everybody else calls it, and then Mass Effect comes up, and just this. Well, it was new to me and new to everybody at the time who played Mass Effect. It's a great onboarding point of, okay, this is a new universe that you can get in. You don't need to worry about years of lineage of lore when it comes to like a Star Wars or a Star Trek or anything like that. This is space opera for me at its finest. And yeah, that's where I wanted to go to. And then you could show them, have a walk around the Normandy, which for many of us, we feel a kinship to, because that's very much our home. We've spent countless hours walking along the halls of that ship, and we know every nook and cranny, and we know our boy Garrus is going to be up there and he's going to be doing his calibrations, and Miranda's over in her office for ME2, and Rex will be knocking around somewhere going Shepherd, and Dr. Morden Solus will be knocking around. So yeah, I think that's just a very special place to exist.
There's no doubt, like if you wanted like to expand this and go to something more sci-fi, Mass Effect would be my part of call. There's no doubt about that. For the Mass Effect trilogy, like I say, I've stated on many occasions, one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and I think just the world alone and world building, I think in that alone is really, really exceptional and everything. So definitely with the characters alone and everything, I think it just sells it on itself for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But we get those long time commitments. Speaking of long time commitments, Final Fantasy VII Remake is the other one that speaks to my heart, because Rebirth does many things great, and I do love it, but I love Remake more. And I think as an introduction to one of the most iconic games of all time in Final Fantasy VII and the kind of modern reinterpretation of this, and for sure you can show them the original as well to see, look, this is how it was back in '97, but now they came back to it and they reimagined it. And in time you can explain that remake is so much more than the word remake. They actually remade the story, and that's what it's all about shifting perspectives and messing around with timelines and stuff like that. But from a music quality perspective, I don't think it gets any better than Final Fantasy VII from all the orchestral arrangements. And for sure, there's arguments to make in terms of, Persona 5 is up there, but I have my issues with Persona 5, and we'll get to them kind of thing. But yeah, sticking to Final Fantasy for a bit. Yeah, to meet characters who I love with all of my heart, and to see that world come to life in such beautiful vistas, and the tale of many the challenges that we currently face in our real world, and how it was depicted not only in '97, but how kind of life imitates art in now kind of thing. I just think that's a real nice experiment and a lovely place to be, even though Midgar is a terrible city to live and it's under oppression and all the rest of it. But hey, the world right now is a terrible place to live, and many of us live under oppression. So yeah.
I would disagree with going with remake. I
Sure.
would say do the original.
Okay.
The original version of it, Final Fantasy VII from the PS1 era and everything. Just because I think it's just a more beloved version and everything like that. I get
Sure.
where you're coming from with your love for remake and everything, because it's the first one, if I remember right, you've told me, for that and everything. That's how I would
Yeah, because
go.
I haven't played the original yet. I have it, but I haven't got around to it because time.
Yeah, and going off my knowledge compared to 7 for 9 is completely different. Like Amy knows way more about 7 than I do of it, even though because I've only completed that game once, but I remember it fondly. That is I think the remake and Rebirth have butchered it. That's why I couldn't get on with them for it. So for me, yeah, I would go back to the classic, and then maybe introduce them to the remake and everything after that, and everything, and see what they land on and everything for them. But I get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from for it though.
Yeah, and dear listeners, you may be wondering, Vitz, you love Persona 5. You love Persona 5 Royal. You recommend that everybody gets down to play those things. And it's true. I love those games. However, when you think about it, that's another vibe check thing, because one of the things Persona, and to be fair, many video games don't do, they don't ask for your consent or give you a heads up as to kind of the triggering things which are included into that. And when you think about the first mission and how it's about Arn and the coach, and about sexual coercion and persuasion and all the rest of it, and how triggering that could be just in the realms of sexual abuse. And it's got themes of suicide in there, with their friend who tries to commit suicide, and it obviously there's the undertone of, okay, you're trying to change their mind so you can bring them to justice and steal their heart and all the rest of it. And for sure that mission operates as a tutorial for that, but it is a heavy subject topic to go into. And yeah, so you gotta read the vibe check. But yeah, obviously the music and the art style is unmatched, and there's similar things to be said for Metaphor Refantasio and stuff like that, which have personally resonated with me. But yeah, you've got to read the vibe on that one. For me, the Uncharted series is something that is special, and obviously all these are going to be personal picks. And dear listener, you're going to have your own, and I'm sure Moody and Amy would have their own as well. But from that kind of pulp action, pseudo Indiana Jones style, and because although all terrible people, these characters in these games, they do a whole lot of murder and a lot of thieving. Now thieving from bad people, I'm not sure that's justified, but hey, this is where it is. But over the many hours I spent with these characters, like I've come to really be really fond of them. And I think some of the writing in definitely some of the latter Naughty Dog games, so Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, the interplay between those characters is some of the strongest ever. And I think those are the kind of scenes that I want to do and show them, like the set pieces of that are iconic, and not just like the train sequence from Uncharted 2 and stuff like that. It's all the beautiful vistas that they go to, and at the end of Uncharted games, it'll give you the stats of just how long you stood there and just looked around and panned the camera around because it is so stunning. Those are what I want to show. I want to show the how much beauty was captured in Nepal, even though it's like a war-torn country at that stage when you visit in Uncharted 2 and stuff like that. So Uncharted would be one for me.
They'd be probably the easiest to start with, no doubt, because they're
Mm-hmm.
so. Nathan Drake is such a light-hearted character at the beginning of each game, basically. Apart from probably just the third one, I would say. The third one, I think he's going into a more of a heist type of thing right at the beginning for that. But
Yes.
and probably I would say even the second one's probably a little because he's like you're on the train, and you're like, oh god, what the hell's happening? But he's so jokey about it. He makes it like so. Oh, it's not that bad after all. Oh my god, we're gonna die type of thing. But no, yeah, I would say like they posed the more lighthearted just because of the characters alone. And even though, and like each obviously closer to the end of each game and everything, it gets a lot more serious and understandable just because of the connection the characters are making. And more stuff that you find out about the characters, I think that really helps it. And they're also like to see the giant set pieces that happen on those games, especially from like 2, 3, and 4 alone. They're absolutely incredible, and I think they're so easily to be kept engaged with. They're always the easier character games to be able to say to a person, hey, maybe you want to watch me play this type of thing, maybe, or even like type of thing. But yeah,
Definitely. Hell yeah. Then there were a couple. So it's like, okay, we've got these experiences, and we're showing how beautiful games can be. I include like God of War in this as well, in terms of prestige title with a stunning story about characters with growth arcs which span like greater distances that I ever gave them credit for that they could ever do. And for sure, like starting with God of War 2018, you're going to miss out a lot of context of what happened when they were in ancient Greece and stuff like that. Then it was how do you best showcase gameplay and precision and all of that. This is where I started to struggle. So like immediately my mind first went to like the likes of Elden Ring, just to show them the kind of brutality of things and how you have to be pixel perfect in these moments and stuff like that. But I'm not sure how engaging that would be as a new viewer. And to find out, if you donate to our cause, raising money for a safer world, the one and only Moody over there will be trying Elden Ring for the very first time. So you can find out that too.
they don't want to see it, Vitz. They don't want to see it, mate. That's the thing about it. They're chicken shits. They're absolute chicken. They're cowards. They don't want to see the master of these type of games, because I've already proven my mastery in front of Amy with Nemba. Like, I whipped that game so easy in front of her. She was gobsmacked. That's why she's not here this week. She needed that time off. And
never turns out Dark Souls title.
Dark Souls title, easy, absolute easy. All you have to do is dodge.
Easy game, mate.
Just easy game. So it's like they are just they are cowards and they don't want to see this. That's why they haven't got us at £150 yet. But what am I talking about? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, mate.
But even thinking about a Dark Souls or anything like that, and just how obtuse it is to get in. If you showed, a person who isn't familiar with video games, and you try to introduce them to Elden Ring, and you have that first cutscene, and the words are all gobbledygook, the character names are all gobbledygook, they're talking about gobbledygook, they're going to have no clue what's going on, and they're going to think you are a crazy person. Now, would they be right? Yes, but that's beside the point. As a vehicle to onboard someone into one of the most popular genres of games these days, there might be better ones to do, but I just wanted to throw some Elden Ring out there just for poops and giggles. Then in terms of onboarding them in order to start playing games, my mind went to It Takes Two and/or Split Fiction, depending on what their preference was. I think that game does a lot in terms of especially It Takes Two, in terms of the mini games that you have in there, of teaching people the mechanics that we as people who are familiar with video games are comfortable with. So the mechanics of third person shooting and stuff like that, but you're doing like a snowball fight or whatever it is, and the kind of interplay of having to work together, of you throw the nail and that you have a hammer and stuff like that. And I think that'll, story aside, split like with It Takes Two, because I know there's some issues there. I think that would be a really nice onboarding point. And Split Fiction, yeah, the overall story didn't hit for me, but there was a lot to enjoy within that video game itself.
Yeah, to get him like into playing games and everything like that, I would say, yeah, they're pretty good choices. I would say the simpler one is to go to a Lego game.
Yes.
For that type of thing. It's simple, it's easy, it's an easy mechanical game to be able to do. I would even just go straight away and just go get the best Lego game that was released last, and that was the Star Wars game that released a couple of years ago, which is an incredible Lego game. It's so good. Like one of my former team leader from Merge, who went to another place, used to work at TT and worked on it. And everything, and like the stories he told me about the game and everything, it was absolutely incredible. And the passion that he was saying, we were so proud of that game when it went out, because it was meant to come out 2 years earlier, and it was obviously delayed and then delayed again and everything. And when he was telling me, he was thinking, yeah, the game was broken as fuck when they were saying it's coming out this day. No, it's not. Everyone was telling him, and his QA team would literally tell him, no, you fucking idiots. to the basically all the execs and everything. So you fucking idiots type of thing. But to see it go out and being such incredible response for that, yeah, like I've got it now. I played it. When it first came out, I rented it, and now I've got when Amy was over, I bought the game and everything, and it's such a simple and great little game. It tells you obviously pretty much everything about Star Wars and everything if you're not a Star Wars person, but it's also just a simple story at the same time, even if you're not a Star Wars person and never watched that type of stuff or anything like that. It's a simple game. It's simple, it's easy, definitely. And it's fun just to be able to smash things up and everything. So that's how I would go. I would say, yeah, the Lego games will always be the more attachable.
That's an awesome shout. And then, as I was thinking about this topic, and I was putting down a list of games, and I've saved the best one in my mind to last kind of thing. And it's kind of okay. How do we showcase a celebration of video games all in one game? And then it hit me. It's Astrobot. Astrobot is the answer, because you've got the precision of gameplay with the platforming, which is some of the best I've ever experienced. At least on the PlayStation side, you've got a celebration of the lineage, and it's in a cute and adorable package, which can be appealing to more people. And the music is absolutely awesome. Songs like I'm Your GPU and SSD will get stuck in your head for the rest of the time. And for sure, while the enemy design in Astrobot, they are kind of generic, and it's kind of, you can show them the lineage of, okay, we came from Super Mario Brothers, then we had Super Mario 64, and now we've got here when it comes to 3D platformers, and with one of the best games that I've ever played. And Astrobot was the answer.
That's probably a fair analogy. Yeah, no doubt. If you want to show off these great old school type of gameplay as well, because that's what there were a lot of games in the old days, platformers and everything. I love how everyone like you just said again, the villains are like generic and everything like that. That's platformers. I'm sorry, people. That's the villains are all generic in platformer games and everything. Come at me for it. I'll completely ignore you on social media. Don't worry. But yeah, it's. If it's fun, it's cute, it's adorable, great mechanics, simple to learn, difficult to master, obviously. That's probably that is a great shout, no doubt for that.
Oh, and then the last one for me, and then Moody, I'll welcome you to throw out some topics to showcase how horny video games can be. It's Baldur's Gate 3. Everybody wants to bang everyone in that game, and you can. So that's the game I would show them.
Yeah, you can bang a bear.
This is it.
Who knew? This is what everyone wanted to do. It's all the Twilight people. It's all the Twilight people. No, we don't want wolves anymore. We want bears. But I can't comment on Baldur's Gate 3. I get where you're coming from, what you're saying about that. But I have not got around to that one yet. Will I? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And everything, but
Hey,
yeah.
if a whole D&D one shot to get you to play Baldur's Gate 3 couldn't get you there, then I don't think anything can.
Dude, we've
at this
said
stage.
on many occasions, we've spoken on this podcast many games. There's not enough time in a day, even in a week.
There really isn't.
There's not enough time.
But yeah, Moody, what games spring to your mind in terms of you've got someone new that's come into your life, or even your circle. So say, well, it's probably a bad example because you work for a video game company and that kind of thing. But say if they were interning or aligning with an agency, and the person who you're working with there didn't know anything about video games. It's kind of, what would you show them to show them the majesty of video games?
So if I'm going to go start with a simple gameplay, but with a phenomenal story, I'm going to start with the Telltale's Walking Dead Season 1.
That's a great shout.
I think that is it's simple to play, it's easy to follow, and if you're not crying after the first episode, you're soulless.
You got
and
a
if you're
stone.
not, and if you haven't died by the end of the 5th episode, you're already dead to me. I'm just saying that basically. If you're not an anime character crying everywhere, yeah, you're completely dead to me in that. But because it's great characters. Every single character is incredible for what they are used for in the game. Everyone is used in what they are meant to be used for, and the father-daughter relationship that isn't not biologically family or anything like that between Clem and fuck. What's the character?
Fuck isn't his name.
No, fuck. Shit. Damn it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Why do you think of that? Yeah,
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
No, that's fine. Yeah, the Telltale games are a really strong one, and I think what also helps is that they can also get involved. Because it is decision based and it's what option are we going to pick, and it is really easy to grasp kind of thing. You can easily find yourself in situations where you're all yelling at the TV saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should pick this, you should do that," and as you said, like the season 1 has probably 1,000 awards at this point, and they've won so many for good reason because it is a fine piece of art.
Lee Clem.
Lee.
Absolutely. The word was on the back of my tongue. That's what annoyed me even more. Two of the greatest protagonists. I didn't make that
Pixel Pop Stars question.
Yeah,
you would have lost it.
They're two of the video game protagonists, I think, forever. Two of the best out there. They're absolutely incredible. I think that's for me. I've enjoyed season 2 and I enjoy season 3. Haven't got to season 4 yet. I need to get my finger out my ass to do that and everything for it. But that if I'm going to go story, simple gameplay, I'm going to go that game easy for me. I'm gonna go off just from my own past experience here with my own partner here. Bear with me when I say this, just because of how terrible the company is and everything like that. But I'm going to recommend also the Ezio collection from Assassin's Creed. Ezio 2, Assassin's Creed 2, Revelations and Revolution, is it? Oh, no, Brotherhood and Revelations. Yeah, that trilogy, I think, just from Ezio alone, I think is an incredible trilogy. For Assassin's Creed 2 is one of, I think is a great video game. I think it's like the Mass Effect 2 of Assassin's Creed, and I think they took what was great from 1 and made it even better in 2, and made it more story focused. It's focusing on one character in a better site. Because I just remember my partner just was clicking while I was playing it, listening and hearing everything going on and everything, and she was just like, "Oh my god, this sounds really cool," and everything, and whatnot, and you got just the cultural relevance for it. It's you can get to see culture and everything. Yeah, I'm not saying they do it perfect or anything like that, Ubisoft or anything like that, but I think when it comes to respecting how it was in those days of what the designs are and everything, I think they overall, I think a lot of people come out and say they at least do a very good job on that and everything. So I think you're getting a great world with some very good characters. Gameplay, I think, is probably aged a little bit not great these days and everything, but I think for the time it was very good for and everything for that. Anyone else
Yeah, I think those are great shouts, and I think Assassin's Creed 2 probably is the first and maybe the last Assassin's Creed title which did my favorite thing were the kind of the puzzle elements that you came across. So you would scan like a glyph, and then you'd have like a puzzle to solve, and for some reason they got rid of that, and those are kind of one of my favorite things. But the sound of Ezio running across the terracotta tiles of rooftops is something that's like always buried in my head.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are kind of like one of the most iconic parts of those games. So yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Share about the company.
Yes. I think that needs to be the premise of everything, saying, okay, these things, we take them as pieces of art in the moment. All of these people and companies are now terrible. But in the moment, we enjoyed them.
Go back, I shouted out one Lego game. I'm going to shout other ones as well. The Batman Lego games, I think they're absolutely incredible little video games. Good little stories behind them as well, surprisingly. And like they even expand like to the Justice League element and bringing in more superheroes for it. And I think they were just really good and a lot of fun to play with and everything, and good simple games to get people into and have a lot of fun with. Then I'm going back. Then I'm gonna go. Yeah, then I would say, all right, it's time to sit down. It's time to play my favorite video game of all time. You're gonna sit and you're gonna watch. And you're gonna watch the amazement, which is obviously Final Fantasy 9.
Yes.
And everything for it. But thankfully, because of like the remake, the quote unquote remasters that have been released and everything, I'll use the cheats to speed up the combat.
Yes.
And everything, get the story a little quicker and whatnot. But and the world building for it and the characters that I fell in love with, I think they'd be really canny for it.
So, question: when or if do you introduce Pokemon to their lives?
They've already been dated, they already know Pokemon's in their lives, if they like it or not.
Sure.
Pokemon, there's no doubt. Yes, I would bring Pokemon into it. That was going to be my next pick anyway. I would not use the old ones, the like red, blue, and yellow, or anything like that, or gold, silver, and crystal. I would go from the third generation era, which is like obviously like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, but that's also when we got our first remakes of Red and Blue, or Fire Red and Leaf Green and everything. Just better mechanically, visually more better, and better to play and whatnot. So I would start with them, then obviously work their way up. Again, I've never been the Johto guy for the second region guy for it, but I have started playing Heart Gold, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's not bad for it. There's some fun Pokemon. I'm trying to keep away from like the original Kanto and everything for it. That's what I always do when it comes to like a new Pokemon game. I try and keep away from the originals, unless it's Bulbasaur. You have to have Bulbasaur and everything like that. But for it. And then I would go for that, would do it that way, and then go Emerald, and then like Platinum, then go Platinum, the Black and White, and Black and White 2, and so on. Yeah, that's what I would do basically for that. And everything. But no, it's the great thing is about it, they're simple, they're easy.
Yes,
they're simple, easy games, a lot of fun. They're cute Pokemon. You can pick up or create team and do it in any way you want and everything, unless Amy's picking the team, which will just make it incredibly difficult. And it'll just be all grass Pokemon and make me not be able to beat the type. And and then I go up against the fire gym leader with no help at all. And whatever. It is what it is.
This is it, right? And then you can explain, okay, I love this little Bulbasaur more than the concept of animal cruelty or enslavement and entrapment. Then it doesn't matter. You look at how cute these things are. That's all that matters about these games. And then you get cute people. Exactly.
Like I've got them all. I've got Charmander there. I've got the Squirtle, and I've got 10,000 Bulbasaurs. It's all good.
No, that's a great shot. Are there any more that spring to your mind?
Obviously, I guess I would throw in Life is Strange and everything like that.
Yes,
Life is Strange games. I think at least the first few, not last year's one, Double Exposure. ignore that one. Personally, I just got a great story.
That's the relationship test. You say, look, we hate this game. I know you haven't experienced it, but it's fine. You hate this game
Yeah,
with me.
basically, yeah, that's the rule. You hate this game now. Why? It's just reasons. Don't need to explain why. Don't worry, it's nothing like bad or anything like that. It's just reasons. But yeah, like the Life is Strange games, I think they're just the easy games. They're simple to get your head around. Enjoyable characters, fun stories. Like True Colors, the amount of time I've spoken about that, I won't reiterate that or anything like that. How great that game is and whatnot, and then like, and then like. You said that, so like people away from the hardcore game like Last of Us. I would take them into The Last of Us. For that.
If they, so I think as long as you prep them to say, okay, like maybe they've seen billboards of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey going around for the TV adaptation and whatnot, and it's like, okay, but instead of just a TV show, it was also a video game, and this video game has to be amazing. However, you just gotta be ready for anything, and it's gonna get dark, and chances are you may tear up in the first 10 minutes. But this is what makes this game special, and I think the Last of Us, it is on my list, but yeah, it comes with a caveat of it needs a vibe check, as many of these games do, to be fair, because the beautiful thing about video games is there's a game for every single mood and emotion that takes your fancy, and there are games which can evoke that. It's just I think when you're introducing people to video games, you need that initial thing which is going to capture their attention. And The Last of Us absolutely does that, because then you're locked in terms of, oh, shit, they went there this early with that?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's the one thing I think the least the Sony games of late have been doing is that they go there straight away. Spider-Man games, they bang straight into some giant action explosion extravaganza.
Exactly.
Same as God of War, like God of War, the fourth God of War. You're straight into a fight. So why is this happening? Oh fuck it, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
That's it. First we do a funeral, and then we have one of the best fights ever.
Yeah.
No, 1,000%.
Yeah.
On board with that.
And everything. Like for me, I'm always just like, I'll traverse to go like the more story-based games. I'll never go for anything hardcore like Elden Ring or anything like that, or like a freaking Call of Duty or anything shooty. I mean, that's just all part like the Mass Effect. Like I get with the Mass Effect. Mass Effect's simple, that one. So
yeah, and those games aren't in my wheelhouse, and they're not especially pertinent to me. And but that's where like content creation comes in, and you can say like, okay, while I don't play these games, I watch other people play these games, and they're very entertaining with what they do, and it's a fun time and that kind of thing. But no, this was, and I thought this was really good in terms of the topic and the thought discussion. And thank you for playing along, Moody.
One final game, Dead Take. Go. Dead Take. Perfect
Absolutely.
game.
Check those credits out at the end of the game.
Check those credits out. Yeah, check those credits out. So, newborns there, Ben Starr, someone else maybe, I don't know.
Just in the shoulders as the credits are rolling. Oh, who's that now? Exactly.
Who's that?
But yeah. Great stuff. Shall we do a little cheeky halftime break?
It's time for the halftime break, everybody. You know what that means? It's Vitz talking about something awesome. I'm guessing that will be the ad.
I think it might be Amy talking about the charity stuff. But
Amy talking about the charity things, doing all the awesome stuff and everything. Come on, you cowards! You don't want to see me play Elden Ring. Don't.
Or maybe
it'd be too awesome for you.
All right, we'll catch you in a sec.
Peace.
What's good, everyone? I'm Vitz Patel. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, let's go.
It's time for Vitz Pop Stars, the video game and pop culture game show. Life is a platformers beyond. Enter your state of flow.
Season 2 of Pixel Pop Stars on Twitch and YouTube at Vitz Patel.
And we're back, everybody. Time to move on to my topic. This is where the fun begins. and
Exactly,
everything.
Anakin.
Where the fun begins and everything. So, my topic is Amy trying to pick a fight with me? That's my
Yes.
topic.
Always.
Always trying to pick a fight with me, but no, it isn't really. But I've got words for you, Amy. I've got some words for you. Everything. I've seen your stuff about Dragon Age Inquisition, and I saw your shit on the topic that was never released for reasons unknown. That we both won't explain why for that episode. But I've seen your shit, Amy. I've seen it. You're trying to pick a fight. I can see it. I get it. It's all subjective. You're wrong. Okay? Just get it. Just get it out of the way, okay, Amy? You're
It's
wrong.
subjective, but also you're wrong.
It's subjective, but you're wrong. Okay? It's just facts, okay, Amy? You've been wrong a
You
lot.
hate to see it.
Okay? You've been wrong a lot. Enough of that. But no, my topic is video game length destroying the industry? And when I mean video game length, I mean the development time of video games itself. You've seen over the years and everything of how like Microsoft, if I remember it was Microsoft, the cancer to the industry out there these days for that. Basically come out, one of the person came out and says it's like an 8 year development cycle and everything for video games and everything. Well, just to be a little bit of, even though it's not me, it's more Surgeon Studios here. Released the game in 7 months. 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
Released it,
Not 7 years.
got the concept, created a game, got it QA tested perfectly. Don't know by who. It's amazing. I've heard he's amazing. And then released it. To great applause. Well done. Like, got really good, getting good reviews and everything. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But no,
Who
yeah,
knows?
like 7 months. Like this is the thing about it. Like he's he's been going around a lot of podcasts and everything saying like this was like a 7 month development cycle, and like seeing how like and seeing that and hearing that. It's just started to make me think of thinking, you see all of this and everything for like 7 month cycle, getting this all out and everything, getting well received and everything. And then you hear all of the craziness about development cycles and everything for it. Last year, Veilguard, Dragon Age Veilguard was like a 10-year cycle, if not more, for it.
Yeah, restarted at least more than once.
Yeah, basically, where that game was completely just the game, no one was caring about it by the end of it, for when it was going to come out and everything. The hype for Dragon Age completely died out for it, and then you go on, and then you see the article from Jeff Snyder. It's not Stefan. No, it's from Bloomberg. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Jason Schreier.
Jason Schreier. Thank you. I'm thinking of the wrong.
Guy.
I'm thinking of the wrong the other person. I'm thinking of a guy in the movies part, not the game part. Schreier.
Yes.
They're bringing out a great article about Bioshock, and like that's like
Yes.
been like 10 years in development and everything for that, and how just it's been absolutely abhorrent and crazy of the life cycle and how getting this game created and whatnot. And but we've heard it throughout an entire cycle, like Starfield. 10 plus years. Who knows when people are going to actually get this next Elder Scrolls game from Bethesda and everything. And I'm curious how long has it been into full development and everything for it, or even just past development, because that still counts the time frame and everything. And then you've got obviously the hidden gem right now. We're going to guess is a hidden gem, the game that Amy played all those years ago.
Yes.
That then suddenly vanished before COVID. And has never been heard of ever again. And that's obviously Silksong and everything.
Yes.
Will that finally come out this year? Who fucking knows? The guy came out right away after the Microsoft Direct to say, no.
Yeah, exactly.
We did not reveal the release date there or anything like that. Shut up, Microsoft. For it. And yeah, it's just, you hear all of these nightmares that we've heard reported on of games of development history and everything like that. And just to see the shock, and we've seen shocks like Insomniac smashing out Miles Morales, what was it, 2,
Yep.
3 years after Spider-Man 1?
Yeah, so 2 years after, so Spider-Man came out 2018, I want to say. Yeah, because the same year as God of War. And then, yeah, for
Look, it
PlayStation
was.
5 launched, 2020 is when Miles Morales launched.
Yeah. And then 3 years after that was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. And in the midst, they're launching Ratchet and Clank as well.
Yes.
Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing about it. And then they obviously got Wolverine coming whenever that comes and
Yeah.
everything. And like God of War Ragnarok. That's like a 4-year life cycle between that and everything, which both at the end of the day came out, received incredibly well, sold incredibly well, and everything. But then you hear all these other just nightmares and everything. It's heartbreaking when you hear all these things, because all of these things like are going on in Bioshock right now just makes me go, well, there's layoffs coming.
Yes.
Even if
1000%.
whenever the game releases, and probably will not hit the number it want the company will want, as always, and they'll lay off people. And even if it does hit the number, they'll still lay off people because they'll want that number higher.
Yes.
And everything.
I think it boils down to a number of things for me. Is that video games are art, but the people in charge of making decisions about how video games are made, they don't give a crap about that. They give a crap about numbers on spreadsheets, and they need that number, to your point, Moody, they need it to go up higher and higher. And then how people still have this urge to have the need for bigger, better, prettier graphics and whatnot. The scope of these games are getting more and more, and it's kind of right. For some reason, people don't want like a short, like 10-hour. I say short, like a 10-hour experience no more. No, it's got to be multi-hour, and it's got to be a live service game, which is going to go on forever and bring in money for the company. And it's just, those are rare finds, which find an audience who are willing to fund this game and to keep these games going. But even in the quote unquote single player digital space, it's that battle between art versus capitalism, for want for a better word. And it's that thing of, yes, of course, Moody is being facetious and playing with the scale in terms of, we can have smaller titles like you can have smaller titles, but you can have like enormous titles now. And we have, silly ass terms like quadruple A being banded around for Perfect Dark, and
that term died as soon as it was said.
Yeah,
especially when the company got closed.
Exactly, yeah. But that it came and it didn't even come out; it just went. It was one of those. But like even in the AAA space, and we see, to your point, like things like a 7-year dev cycle become the norm, and it's just not sustainable in any way, shape, or form. And for sure, there are some companies who manage to put processes in place to kind of expedite that process and to make it streamlined and more efficient. So talking to Santa Monica and God of War, the reason why the dev cycle was as short as it was a lot of reasons is they are using similar frameworks and similar asset packs from God of War 2018, where they're not having to reinvent the wheel for every single game. They're not building it on a brand new engine and stuff like that. And for sure, some games feel the need to do that because it's a bullet point on the back of the box to say, hey, it's a brand new engine and it looks runs different and all the rest of it. But no, if you're creating a piece of art and it's not like 2018 God of War was a ugly looking game or anything like that, it's still stunningly beautiful. We can reuse a lot of those and use that skeleton and just put new art assets on top of that to make another stunning game. And I'm sure there's similar processes happening at Insomniac for Spider-Man 2018 to Miles Morales, and then for Spider-Man 2 as well. And obviously they're expanding the size of the play area that you have with the city of New York itself. But the fundamental structure is still there, kind of thing. Like the architecture of the buildings in the frameworks and the wireframes, they're all still going to be the same because they have the same architecture. And there's so many like bits of efficiency that happen. But yeah, it seems like the people in charge of these video game studios have no idea what they're doing and only have eyes for spreadsheet and numbers.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I'm not saying like, I think it's fair, like both of us basically give praise Sony a little bit probably there, but Sony ain't the greatest either. Like Naughty Dog have been royally fucked in this whole generation. Like I'm excited for their next game and everything, and I think it'll be incredible. But they haven't been perfect, and like they've had other studios that haven't popped out what they've probably wanted and everything like that. But I think they balance it a lot better than at least the cancer of the industry, Microsoft right now, and like Take-Two, 2K, Ubisoft,
Embrace a group.
embrace the group, fucking hell, Tencent, and everything for it and everything and whatnot. But yeah, for it's just like, there's no doubt about it, like Surgeon Studio, small studio, and everything like that. But it's also like, yeah, it all comes. I think we've both you and me and Amy have all said it's like you need the right person leading the show and everything, and there's clearly a lot of these studios, especially when you see up to 7, 8, 10, 11 plus year life cycle for games like that. For God's sakes, Last Guardian, for God's sakes, it's the same type of thing. But now it's basically the norm out there, where it's just like you say, it's not sustainable. But you need that correct leadership, and I think at certain places that the ones like we've shouted out have got that leadership in place that have at least proved it, like for us to say we're going to be getting a game from them probably soon. Like, yeah, I've just had a quick double check to make sure myself. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was 2020, so it's been a 5-year life cycle for Ghost of Your Time. Probably 4, I would say, because they did DLC for that game and obviously did more stuff to that game for Ghost of Tsushima.
They have Legends as well, which was the multiplayer expansion, which came out, I think, 6 months later. And then, to your point, they had Iki Island, which was the DLC on top of that. So, I get that Yote may have been spinning up in pre-production like before that, while other stuff was happening. But that is a relatively short turnaround.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
While that 5 years is a relatively short turnaround, and I think a lot of it speaks to when video games as an industry moved from SD to HD, and then the kind of the weight of all the assets that you needed, and how that increased it tenfold, and we get fewer and fewer games which rely on like pixel art and stuff like that, which while have in some cases much more art involved in them, are probably less intensive to put together than photorealistic graphics and what have you. So that speaks to it too, and we are seeing that when the games which hark back to old styles, they resonate more with more people because they are able to get turned around faster than other titles as well. So when we have these indie studios who pull out these titles and their bread and butter, they can spin these out. So you look at like Strange Scaffold, who are having a sale over on Steam at the moment, and everyone should go check that out. The number of games they've turned out over the past 18 months is ridiculous.
There's no doubt, like, it's all about leadership, having the right people there as well, in charge and behind the scenes as well, creating the games and everything and doing like that. So when I was at Sony, like, I knew the other side of the building, God of War Ragnarok was getting worked on. That was getting QA tested in Liverpool, and everything. Massively QA tested in Liverpool and everything. And I still makes me laugh to this day, because obviously they weren't. We knew, but we were not meant to know that it was there and everything like that. I'm just like, so by accident, because it was really hot one day in Liverpool, they had the doors open. And they were not meant to have the doors open. And I said it. The building in Liverpool, incredibly well ventilated, incredible aircon system. We had it on all the time. It was incredible. But I found out that day the aircon was not working in that room that day. So they had the doors open. And I remember one guy, the manager of that room, basically shouted, "Shut the damn doors!" And both me and the team, we were chilling, just playing pool, and we were just sitting like, that looks pretty nice, that one, doesn't it? Everything. It was funny. We laughed our asses off and whatnot. But I knew it was there and everything. It was so funny just seeing it there and everything. So like I had an inkling, like when I saw it, I was thinking, that's coming out probably sooner than I thought it was and everything, to make it out, because they were obviously keeping it very tight to when they were showing the release date for it, and then it was like very. Like they showed it and then it was like, oh god, that's 3 months away type of thing, wasn't it, if I remember rightly, when it came to Ragnarok. And now like it's just like we've spoken about it many times. Like I think me and Amy spoke about when you were away one time, was like PS3 generation, like you had multiple trilogies released that on that generation. within like
Uncharted,
a
Final
5,
Fantasy 13, yeah.
6 year lifespan. Your Mass Effect trilogy, for God's sakes, the first two Dragon Ages, like I said, the Uncharted trilogy, the Gears of War, the Halo trilogy, and everything. You had so many games all snap out a trilogy within that. Yes, I know that game generation had a longer life cycle and everything compared to what the PS4, Xbox One, and obviously probably the PS5 and the series consoles and everything are gonna have. But like, yeah, they were smashing them out in such a fast way, and there's no doubt about, like we've spoken about, like Mass Effect 3 should have had a year longer in development, no doubt about it, even though it came out relatively well, bug wise, to what I remember, very well.
Yeah.
It came out very well. But like, knowing what the background was for that game, the BioWare crunch and everything, and so on, and for that is just obviously just impossible to be okay with and everything, and it's
Yeah, the signs to say that that development cycle was rushed as well, because we needed a Citadel DLC for a reason, because the story just wasn't finished towards the end of the game. So there are reasons to it, and yeah, to your point, I fully agree with you that during that 360 PS3 generation, like it was wild how like Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, and like 18 months later, like Uncharted 2 came out, and you look at like we talk about Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 2, it was kind of like there was that generational leap within a franchise within the same generation, and it's wild that obviously you don't get that these days, and it's all a diminishing returns.
Yeah.
But people are still striving for it, and I think there's space out there for companies to do such things, but they also need other projects and other things which are kind of bringing in the money, bringing in the revenue, and keeping the rest of the teams employed and sustainable. But there just isn't that happening at the moment now. Like speaking of Uncharted and whatnot, you look at a studio like Naughty Dog. Yes, they're fine, quote unquote, because Sony's looking after them, and Sony have so many other studios which are releasing titles and whatnot. But to your point, like they're absolutely screwed for this generation. For sure, we're going to have Intergalactic: The Heritage of Prophet come out at some point, but
hopefully.
yeah, and then we need to consider that there was a Last of Us multiplayer game that got shelved because Naughty Dog forgot that live services need maintaining on a regular basis. And it's like, well, we're not set up for that, and who could have seen that coming? But yeah, like chances are, or it's factually correct to say that we should have had a Naughty Dog title released on the PlayStation 5 before Heretic released it. Whatever it happened to be, whether it's a different Uncharted game, or like a Last of Us title or whatever it is. And yeah, like we are worse off for that, and because the development times are so long now, like there is no guarantee that the studio survives that long for that game to come out. Like with Mass Effect 4 or wherever they choose to call it, like we've got no faith that BioWare is going to be knocking around by the time that game is ready to ship. And that's because the lead times are going to be so long, and with the state of the industry we have at the moment and how tumultuous it is, and how we know EA to be with their forecasting of what sales projections need to be. And EA aren't the only culprits here. Like Square Enix, we often rake over the coals for the way they go about these things. And for newer listeners to the Words About Games podcast, first of all, hi, how's it going? Square Enix do this thing where they predict their sales forecasts based on, okay, if we didn't use all that money to develop the video game and just sunk it into the stocks and shares, how much money do we need to make off the video game to be more profitable than just putting it on the stock market? So that's how they go about their sales forecasting as well. So yeah, it's just absolutely wild that we're in this state. And you're right, Moody. We need shorter games with shorter development cycles to be more sustainable, because we have this culture in the industry where, okay, a studio will ramp up and they'll hire contract work and things like that as they're developing a game. Then the game is released, and then they let all these people go, and then it's like a kind of like a cycle. And if we have more projects going on with shorter lead times between the conception to release, then we'll be in a much better place. I can't see that happening. but that's where we need to be in order to have a sustainable industry.
Yeah, so I've just got up here, I've got on Wikipedia for Naughty Dog's games. So this is the 2010s for Naughty Dog.
Yep.
Uncharted 3,
Yes.
2011. 2 years later, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
A year after that, but less than a year after that, Last of Us Left Behind.
Mhm.
Then the same year you got the remaster for the PS4. But I will count because it's still, that's work and everything.
Yeah, and that wasn't shipped out. I think Naughty Dog did that internally.
Yeah. 2 years after that, Uncharted 4. A year after that, Lost Legacy.
Yep.
3 years after that, the 2020, Last of Us Part 2. We're
Incredible.
now 5 years out. And now it's been 5 years. Over 4 years now of no new game from Naughty Dog. That isn't a remaster. I'm not counting the remasters for this for the 20s, even though I did count the remaster for The Last of Us for PS4. But yeah, even if you take that one out, that's still 2024. You've still 2014. You've still got the Left Behind DLC, and then 2 years later, you've still got a Thieves End of Uncharted 4. So it's like, it's still insane.
I do regard the first remake or remaster of The Last of Us because you're taking a game that used to run on the cell processor of the PS3 and making it into something that runs on like the AMD 4 set or whatever it was that PS4 runs on, and it's a completely different kettle of fish. So I do credit them with that being a proper remaster, as opposed to upscaling and putting a pretty coat of paint on it, that kind of thing. There is fundamental things that need to happen in order to get that game to run on a completely different system.
Yeah.
There's a reason, dear friends, we don't have PS3 remasters of games or backwards compatibility on your current system, because it's an absolute clown show in terms of what it took to make a game run on that thing. And it's wild that we haven't had that. Now a lot of it comes down to obviously the length of time it takes to make games these days, but there's also strategic calls. So Jim Ryan famously had their live service push, and had he not done that and effectively wasted all of the talent that across all of their studios, because they were all working on live service games, is my understanding, that we could have got another Naughty Dog title. And then to your point, like we're halfway through this decade, and outside of remasters, then we haven't had a single thing. And it's wild.
And we've passed probably the halfway point of this generation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like it's probably 2027, if not 2028 at the latest, that we get the next generation.
And they'll fast track it, even though we're in a kind of a diminishing returns anyway, in terms of PS5 Pro didn't really move the needle over the base PS5. It's not like the base PS5 now. I know I like to joke about it, like it looks terrible because of the Pro that exists out there, even though I haven't seen a game run on it or even seen the system in real life. And like the PS6 can't be that fundamentally better in terms of, sure, it might be pretty and run a little bit faster, but it's not going to be the generational leap that Sarah Bond was promising us. Thankfully, she changed her tune now. So that's good, but you know what? The rest of the company remains a cancer on this industry. So swings and roundabouts, as it turns out.
She works at it, so
yeah, exactly. So with tech constantly going forwards, the lead times are going to get longer, and we just need kind of like a gentleman's agreement across everybody. And we're using gentlemen's in non-gender term here, in terms of we all just come together, we all shake hands, and we say, okay, you know what? We aim to make video games kind of 10 hours long, regardless of what it is, just 10 hours long kind of thing. We can have your live service games, and we can have your role-playing games, and there can be, the exceptions to the rule, which are like 80 hours and all the rest of it. But for single-player action-focused games, if we all just say 10 hours, then that kind of, it reduces your scope, but it also means that we can have shorter lead times as well. Now, will companies think, okay, we've got this restriction, but we're still going to spend the same amount of time to make it even better for those 10 hours? Probably. But at least we'll have a shot of making things which are a little bit more sustainable.
No doubt. But I think it's like you got to start from like the top. You need to get proper leadership in, making the right person be the leading of it. That's why, like love or hate the guy or anything like that, or dislike the guy, Neil Druckmann, he is the face of Naughty Dog, and he's basically pushing that ship into the way in for he's driving that ship into the next game and everything for it. And then you've got like there's the main person, I believe, at Santa Monica, but I know then you've got like two people underneath her, if I remember rightly. Who basically the two directors, like obviously you have Corey's doing one game and then we have another one doing another one, but like she's like the overhead of like she's the matriarch basically.
Yes.
and
But it's like Ted Price at Insomniac, right? They knew exactly what they were doing and they led that studio for like over 20 years.
Yeah.
To do everything that they do, yeah.
Yeah, you need the right leadership. You need the right people to be able to create the game and everything, develop the game, and do all the worlds and everything for that. And that comes down to like just education as well for that. Like I stand by like for it. Like video games are becoming less and less appealing to become getting a job for that. Like when I was at college. 2 years ago, there was only for each year I was in for my class, I only had 2 girls in my class for that. So it's becoming even more, I think. And the other classes only had like maybe 1 or 2 as well. So overall, it was majority of guys for the most part, who brought all together and everything. And we're in the classes just here. I don't know why I said all together there, but yeah, the classes. But also, like my teachers were all saying, it's education. It's like it's education. Yeah. You need to be learning it. You need to be repeating it over and over and over again and everything for that. And a lot of the thing that's about it is that what hurts it even more is like I was petrified for like probably go out into the industry and try and find a job and everything, because the first thing when you're looking for a job and everything like that, a lot of them is like, you need experience. Well, how the hell am I fucking able to get that experience if you can't give me the experience to do that job? And that's what you're seeing a lot. What's making it even worse for the youth even more, and it's terrifying. It really is. Like I was incredibly, it's like seeing how dead the when I first started QHS and Dead Take all the way up to the end. I was thinking the difference is night and day when you see the transformation. I thought was incredible. It was such a fun thing to be working on and everything for that. And now, but then you see all of these things about in the industry, and it's scary. It's scary. The industry but the worst thing is you're getting more games. You're getting more games than ever before, and 9 times out of 10, they're all basically the same type of thing when it comes to like style of play and everything, and where it's just getting boring for it. And
it's that thing where the market is flooded, and because kind of video game publishing has come kind of democratized in terms of it's never been easier to publish a game. Now, for sure, there are challenges around getting funding in order to fund that development and all the rest of it, but there's so many new avenues to publish on. And to your point about experience, the market is now flooded with people who have been laid off, who have that experience. So how, as a new person, are you supposed to walk into an interview saying, yep, I've got these great ideas, but I don't have a lick of experience behind me. Meanwhile, you've got someone with like 10 years of experience who've just been laid off because of poor management decisions, who are now floating on the market as free talent and free agents. It's absolutely wild. And to your point, there is very little, if no, job security in the video game industry at the moment, and we are losing this talent to other industries. So whether it be tech or other things, and it's kind of as much as they love the art, they can't. It's not financially sustainable for them, and until the industry becomes financially sustainable, then this will remain. And it needs to come from the top, and it needs to start with education. So, in answer to your original question, yes.
Yes, it's dying. Yes, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, the length of development is killing the industry for me personally. I do. Like, it's insane, the life cycles, I think, personally. Like, the insane, like, F1 next year is getting out of the way of GTA 6, and that's had a life cycle of, 15 years?
So...
Give or take?
2013 is when GTA 5 came out. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, like, almost 15 years, basically. Yeah. Which is just, like, it's insane. It's, like, it's insane for that. And during that time, they also, like, released Red Dead. So
yeah, because Red Dead 2 came out, 100%.
And everything. So it's like I don't
I
like
still
it.
listen to Hot Together. That song's still such a bop from that trailer.
Well, just think like in the PS3 generation, we had multiple GTA titles that generation.
Yeah, 4 and 5 came out. Yeah.
You had 3, you had 4, you had Vice, you had
Oh yeah, in PS2. Yeah. So we
yeah.
had GTA 3, Vice, and San Andreas came out. And then yeah, for PS like
Vice
360.
was Vice's PS2. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. And then for PS like 360, PS3, we had GTA 4, and then GTA 5 came out at the tail end of that. So, yeah, and obviously we're still seeing GTA 5 get remastered all over the place, and probably will be
Over
for
and
PS6 as
over
well.
and
Yeah,
over and over again.
exactly. It's like I'm sure like Resident Evil 4 has been remastered more, but it's getting up there for GTA 5. But no.
No
Great
doubt.
topic, my friend.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Well, thank you everybody for listening there. It's now time to move on to a little thing we like to call OpenCritic Head-To-Head. And last week's results are in. EA Sports Madden NFL, surprisingly for me, got a 78. Vitz
Damn.
picked 5 as the score.
Apparently. Yeah,
Apparently,
Nigel Mansell's 5.
Amy went 69, nice.
Nice.
And Moody went 68, not so nice. And Amy, by picking the sexy number, gets the point. And raising
Do you
her
reckon
number
that's the
now.
first time that's happened?
No, it's not. She's done
Okay.
this before. I'm pretty sure she's got 69 before. Well, I think I have, a couple of times as well. But yeah. So she gets the point, raising her number now up to 19. And next up, we also took a swing at Echoes of the End, and that has a review of 73 on OpenCritic. Vitz picked a 93, astonishing number that was. I was surprised he picked it.
I mean, I don't. It's so astonishing. I don't remember recollecting. Look at that number. But it's
I heard some dice were involved for both of your scores,
Nice.
but I don't know.
Roll the D100, see what happens.
Amy picked 80, and I went with 79, and I get the point, bringing my score up to a grand total of a nice, juicy round number of 30. And so the scores are Amy 19, me with 30, Vitz with 12, and Draws with 3. This week we're going to pick the score for, or guess the score for Sword of the Sea. I'm very
Moody,
interested.
it's you to go first.
It is me to go first.
This is it. So while Moody looks at the title, as I'm doing right here, this is a friendly reminder to say, what the heck is OpenCritic Head-To-Head all about? So we are trying to guess the OpenCritic scores of upcoming video game releases. So all the review outlets out there, they'll give a numbered score, and then aggregators like OpenCritic will bring all these titles, all these review scores together to produce an average score, and that is the one we're trying to guess. And the closest to that score wins the point. Now, recently, friends, I've decided, you know what, we're not going to win this one. So Amy and I decided, you know what, we're going to team up. We're going to do like the Predator handshake. We're going to do that, and we're going to try and bring Moody down by combining our scores. But then I was like, how much funnier would it be if we started giving those points to draws? So I've been trying to play that game. So let's see if we can continue. Sword of the Sea is from the team behind Abzu and the Pathless. This game is all different kinds of beautiful to look at. Developed by Giant Squid.
Yes.
Composed by Austrian Wintry doing the score. Most famously, they did the soundtrack to Journey. And yeah, they are back at it with this beautiful game. Moods, what do you think it's going to get?
I just want to check one thing.
Sure.
I just want to check a score for one thing. Really? That's got
right.
that score? Really? You are so wrong,
it's-
critics. You disgust me.
Coming out on PS5 and on Steam.
I think this game looks absolutely breathtaking, and I'm going to go with the age-old saying of, it never fails.
Never fails.
So,
Never
as
fails.
Amy is not here, Vitz, I think it's only, and she has not picked a score yet, and she can pick a score and everything still, but because she's not here, I think it's only fair that we both pick the score for her.
I mean, I see where you're going, but I think we need to at least give her the grace of, by this time this episode goes out to all the fine people out there in listener land, if there's no score in there, then we come up with a number. Because I'm sure you gave me ample time to put in my scores, and I chose not to because I forgot about it. But we need to give Amy the same grace. I think it would be funny if we just left it up to the dice.
Vitz, we did pick the scores for you, just so you know that.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, during the episode.
Fine. What do we think Amy's going to give this game then?
I think Amy's so excited for this game. I think she thinks that this is going to be 50.
I was ready to do my mind to your mind, your mind to my mind. But 50 is a score.
Now, like we give you the grace for it, Amy has time to change the score to the score she would like to put in before the game releases, before we get the scores and everything. So, which will be, I think that's Thursday next week, or when the game
19th of August. This game comes out. Yeah,
19th of August. So that means the reviews will they might actually start tomorrow. They might come tomorrow or Monday. So she has
to be Ames then.
So she has basically till potentially Monday to get her score in before the reviews drop. And I'll say this right now, Amy, I will be watching. I will be watching. I will check every day that if there's a reviews are out, and if your score hasn't changed, then your score is locked at 50, and I will tell you this. Okay, Vitz, what do you say, sir? Do you think
so?
Sea of the Sword of the Sea will get
Sword of the Sea? I'm in your ballpark more than Amy's. 50.
Amy's gone outlandish. I couldn't believe it.
That's it. I'm gonna go with an 85, please.
An 85 for you, sir.
Yeah.
That's a very respectable score, no doubt about that. Going from seeing what they've learned from, it's going off the trailer. They've clearly took what they've learned from the original games, and expanded on this one. The Pathless was an incredible game. Incredible.
A brilliant launch title as well for PS5.
Yes, it was. It was so long ago for that. But no, yeah, it was an incredible game. So that's it, everybody. Sword of the Sea. I've picked 88. Amy went outlandish with the number 50, and Vitz went with the very respectable 85. We'll see what happens next week. Who knows? Who knows? But I will be watching, just so everyone knows.
Angel got our eyes on you.
We're all done and dusted. Vitz, let the people where they can find you.
Yeah.
Let the people know where they can find you.
There you go. Yes, so you can find me on Bluesky on Twitch and or YouTube. I am at Vitz Patel, VITZPATEL. And Moods, where can they find you out there in listener land?
No way, I stay away from everything. Don't try and find me.
No, it's all good. For all things social, it's me, Amy Kate, is the one that you need to be looking for on the old Blue Skies. All my good self. Yeah, so Moody has a very healthy relationship with social media at the moment, in the fact that he doesn't have one. So he is the best of us when it comes to this.
I have a relationship. I'm on Blue Sky under David Moody, but I don't post much. Like if I'm posting, it's nothing but positivity. It's like what I've liked. Like this morning's post was Alien Earth. Good start.
There you go. Good start. I
don't put anything negative. I try and avoid that whatsoever for that.
No. That's really good. And keep on top of our socials because I think when it comes to promo for things like charity streams and what have you, whether I'll make a post and it'll get reposted off Amy and Moody's accounts as well. So if you're following one of us, then chances are you'll be okay.
I'm not confirming it yet for Amy. I don't want to speak for Amy for this, but we do temporarily potentially have a date locked in for us returning to stream. At least me and Amy. We haven't, I don't think, spoken to you about this for that. At least to start streaming and start obviously getting it out there for and everything. Not saying that will be the day you start Alien or anything like that, but me and Amy discussed maybe us playing games, and I think the potentially could be me and her streaming together, her streaming, but me in chat with her playing Dead Tech for the return stream. But we haven't properly locked in a date yet. We'll need to confirm that with Amy first. But potentially in the future, soon, Maybe in a month with a 9. Who knows?
you go.
Maybe.
And that, friends, is going to bring us to the end of this episode of Words About Games podcast. There's only one thing left to do, Moody. It's your time to shine.
Hello, everybody. Be proud you made it. Another day is behind you. Another week has passed. But do you want to know what else you have? That is a future that is all yours to decide. Let fly your heated fury, because it is time to party. We all welcome each other from far and wide, and we'll be helping each other out all the way. Go live your best life. It all starts from level 1. Now go, high five that sky, live long and prosper. Roll into them titties. The journey is yours, and it starts now. Go, people.
And tricks don't miss.
Soda pop.